Hi, Brad, Captain Wingnut from Cougar Ridge Ranch, 7,000 feet high in the Uinta Mountains of Utah. Today, I've been asked a lot to show you how to make, or how I make, hummingbird nectar. Some people use 2 to 1, 2 cups of water, 1 cup of sugar. We use 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar in the spring and in the fall when it's cold. It is April right now, early April, and we'll have hummingbirds arriving any day now. And it's still down to 24 at night. So we use 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of water, and that gives them enough sugar to make it through the night without having to fall off their perch and die because they don't have enough energy. It also gives them a little bit less flight time because they don't have to come back and drink so often. Now, if you're in a warm area, you'll use 1 to 1 like we do in the summertime. 1 to 1, they get more water to rehydrate, and they're still making a lot of trips back and forth. We've had observers here watching the thousands that we have, and it's really hard for me to keep track of them, but they get their eye on one, and they say that they come back about every 12 to 15 minutes in the summertime. I don't know what it is in the cold times. We don't really have too many people here observing then, but that's how we make it. So let's go to the kitchen and make some hummingbird nectar. So first we wash the feeders in soapy water with a little bleach. So that they're clean and bacteria free. These feeders hold a quart each, and it's pretty easy for me to wash them because these birds drain these feeders within 24 hours, so there's really not much to have to scrub off. They are little critters, and they run around eating gnats and bugs in the air, bugs off of the trees, so they bring back contaminants. This feeder holds a half a gallon. We currently have 2 of these feeders and 8 of the quart feeders, so we're feeding 3 gallons of feed a day. Okay, now we'll fill them. Okay, so this is how we make our hummingbird nectar. We make about 4 gallons a day. Take a 25-pound bag of sugar. And we'll use this up in 2 days, so I don't even bother making it closable. And I take a real strong 24 cups of sugar. This is a 4-cup measuring cup, and I'll do 6 of these. you can see, a 25-pound bag of sugar is just about gone now. This will make 4 gallons of Hummingbird Nectar at a 2-to-1 ratio. The next thing we do is we put it on the stove and fill it with an equal amount of water. Like that. Then we take our measuring cup and we just duplicate what we did with the sugar. 6 of these, that's 24 cups of water. I use hot water so that we can get a quick start on it. Okay, with 24 cups of water, there's quite a bit of air in the sugar. So, you take a stirring stick, this is just a paint stick, big 5-gallon can paint stick, and we stir the sugar up, get all the air out and get the sugar started. If you put the heat on the sugar at this point, it will burn it onto the bottom of the pan. You'll have burned nectar and the hummingbirds won't drink it. So don't burn the nectar. Good. Now the sugar is stirred up. Now we'll add heat so that we can completely dissolve the sugar into the water. And we'll dilute it. That'll take about 30 minutes. Then we bring it to a boil so that the sugar is totally dissolved. Don't boil it too hard. You'll lose moisture, you'll lose water. Now this thick sauce, this thick nectar has been cooling just a little bit on the stove, and it's pancake syrup right now. It's 1-to-1 sugar to water. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to dilute it to 2-to-1 and add twice as much water to it, and then we will put it in jugs so that we can use it. When I use cold water, the cold water cools the syrup down so I can use it pretty quickly. Okay, now it's diluted down 2-to-1. It fills my pan completely to the top, but I have to make as much as I can every single day. So this is about 3.5 gallons, and I'll just put a little stir on it, let it adjust, dilute, and we'll put it in the jars. Okay, so what we have here is just some 1.5 gallon bleach jugs, and we wash those out at the same time we wash the hummingbird feeders. Then we just take a funnel and we fill up a bunch of these jugs so that we can handle it and deal with it and fill the feeders without spilling. Whoops, got that one a little too full. So there's a gallon and a half of hummingbird food. So there it is. Simple, easy recipe. We've been doing this for 20 plus years, maybe even 25. I haven't looked at the calendar. It's first week of April. We've got one feeder out waiting for the males to arrive, and it's filled with 1-to-1, and they'll have good nourishment and lots of sugar to make it through these cold nights, 24, 25, sometimes down to 20. We're pretty cold sometimes, clear into the 1st of June. So I hope you like this. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll put my article down below, a link to my article, my professional article about red dye, using red dye. And I'll also put the recipe down below. And I really appreciate you watching. Really appreciate nice comments. And Captain Wingnut, that's my flight call sign. Signing off from Cougar Ridge Ranch, high in the Uinta Mountains, 7,000 feet of Utah. Happy trails.